Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be starting this Monday live series. I needed to create some content for my community every Monday, so I thought, why not share it with Facebook and LinkedIn? If you don't know me, I'm Suzanne Taylor King, business strategist, community founder, and a little bit of a tech geek. So, if you're into stuff like that and you want to have a great conversation, come on over and follow me on LinkedIn or Facebook. And I'm just going to hop into my Facebook account and make sure that I share this into my incredible free Facebook group. It's called the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs. And if you're not in there, please come join us and I will share the link in the comments to this video. What we are going to talk about today is LinkedIn. And I'm really excited because so much of my business comes from LinkedIn. And don't worry, if you're joining me on Facebook or LinkedIn and you want to ask a question or post a comment, just give StreamYard permission to do that. And they will show it to me right here live. And I can answer your questions live, which I love to do. All right, so let's jump in. Did you know that optimizing your LinkedIn profile can make a huge difference for you between landing that dream client, building your authority, having somebody look at you and know that you've been doing the work for a long time? You have great testimonials, great recommendations on LinkedIn. We're going to get into all of that today. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you my exact steps for optimizing your profile. This is not something I do for a living. This is something I teach my clients to do, but it's not part of my revenue, if you know what I mean. So I don't make money from doing LinkedIn for people. I have plenty of great people to refer you to if you want somebody to ghostwrite or help you with your profile. This is really to get you excited about what's possible. Yes, Darren, thank you for hopping on live. I'm a new fan of Darren, and I just want to say hello. If you're not following Darren on LinkedIn, please do so. He creates some amazing graphics, and he is on my bucket list of people to work with on LinkedIn. I've found some incredible people to share with all of you. Okay, so your LinkedIn profile, what's possible? It's a game changer for me. 2 years ago, I started working on my LinkedIn profile to be more professional, not only for looking for corporate gigs and connecting with B2B clients, but because I was tired of Facebook, and I'll tell you why. Facebook has been amazing for my business over the last 15 years, but things have changed and things are so different in the world of Facebook groups and all of the other ads that are running on Facebook, making income claims. It's just a lot of things that I didn't want to participate in. So, diving into LinkedIn, growing my profile, I'm well over 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. I get decent engagement, but it's more than just the numbers. The real gift on LinkedIn is be able to get to decision makers, be able to connect with people in a really great way, get them on a one-on-one call. I've met some incredible referral partners, and I do teach my clients how to do all that. Deanna, great. Thank you for hopping on live. Great to see you. Appreciate you. All right. Now, why optimization of your LinkedIn profile matters. If you don't feel optimized on LinkedIn, please, in the comments, whether you're watching on Facebook or on LinkedIn, in the comments, put optimization, please, and I will share 3 different guides with you on all the things you need to do with your profile. So if I move fast today and you don't catch everything and you'd want it all written down for you, just put LinkedIn optimization in the comments and I will DM you that information free of charge, no opt-in required. So, why does it matter? LinkedIn matters because it's a platform for professionals and businesses. It's used for networking, authority building, and lead generation. And you don't have to spam people, you don't have to DM people. You don't have to do any of those things. There's so many opportunities for people to see what you're doing, which that's why I love it. The difference, LinkedIn is a little bit more formal and focused on career and business growth, but I will say that has changed even in the last year. Some of my more viral, if you will, posts have been of a much more personal nature. I don't share a lot of selfies or, images of my family on LinkedIn. It's all about business. Justin says, yes, LinkedIn has been key tool for his success. And Justin, thank you for joining, by the way. You're really big into Facebook, but you understand that LinkedIn is where you're going to meet those connections. You could be referral partners for you, or strategic partners, which is really cool. The platform of LinkedIn, their algorithm, and its kind of preference for professional value based content with a high organic reach. So I know I'm doing really, really well with a post, like my post from today on LinkedIn did really well because the third comment was from someone I'm not even connected to. Ooh, that's really good. That never happens on Facebook. Never, not anymore. And what's really cool about that is if LinkedIn is showing your post to second degree connections or third degree connections, it means the topic is relevant. You're getting some initial traction, some likes, some comments, and they're starting to show it to people outside of your network, which that's just amazing to me. Oh, Darren, thank you. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you. Now, let's jump in and talk about some of the profile essentials. And I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you my profile and what I've done to it and what those things have done for me. Let me just check in on Facebook and make sure there's no questions. All right, cool. We're doing good. Awesome. All right. So, profile and headline. This is key. Professional, clear headshot, up close, compelling, descriptive headline that matches your brand's message. This is why working with someone on your brand and your messaging and your offers is so important, because it needs to all match. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, website needs to all flow together. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And emphasizing that your banner image does not need to have another picture of you. It can, but it doesn't need to. It should speak to your brand. It should match your colors, maybe even match your website. Maybe it showcases a service or your community. Yeah, I like that idea. Your about section, clear, again, concise, relevant keywords, showcase your experience, and make it conversational. Please, please, please make it conversational. Tell us about your offers. Tell us what you do. Tell us what problems you solve, and make it short and sweet. Don't go on for long paragraphs. Experience and skills. Focus on the ones that are relevant for what you do now, not what you did 20 years ago. Make sure you're updating. Recommendations. LinkedIn loves when you have more than 50, loves when you have more than 50, which is awesome. But if you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get 50? I want you to think about all of your referral partners. Then think about maybe guests you've had on your podcast. My guests leave great recommendations for me. And just because those recommendations aren't from clients, have a mix. Some from peers, some from clients, some from guests, maybe even some from your referral partners, speaking to what it's like to work with you, what it's like to be associated with you. LinkedIn allows you to do all of that, which is just incredible. All right, now content. Content that allows you to stand out is key. That's why you need a mix of educational posts, storytelling posts, client wins, case studies, all of that, testimonials, and then LinkedIn does have polls and questions. I don't use those as much, but LinkedIn carousels, at least once a week, I'm posting a new carousel or a video. And this is key. Also, mix up your content. And then at the end of the month, evaluate it. What's doing well? What's not doing well? What got lots of comments? What didn't? And allow yourself to really look at what you're putting out there on LinkedIn and evaluate it if it's good or not. Is it working for your brand? How many DMs will I get from my post today? That's what I'm waiting for. I'm seeing how many DMs will I get from my post today? I don't really care about likes. I don't care about numbers of followers. All of that is just vanity metrics. It's only good if it's resulting in clients and money being paid to you. And I know it looks intimidating sometimes to get involved with a new platform, but I'm here to encourage you because it's never been easier to stand out on LinkedIn. It's only going to get harder. So jump in now and start sharing your content. Now, the content also makes a difference when you share. I have a great tool from somebody else about when it's the best time to share. And here's what's interesting, for every time zone, it's different. So you want to check in and see when is the best time for you to share. And then tips on engaging. I want you to respond to every comment, engage with other people's posts strategically. I teach my clients a method called the tailored 20, 20 peers, 20 influencers, and 20 prospects to engage with as often as possible. I typically engage with the influencers I follow with about 3 times a week, sometimes less if I'm busy, but making time for LinkedIn every day, not to scroll, never to scroll, always to engage with the people on my list of engagement. This is how I've gotten on podcasts. This is how I've gotten guests for my podcast. And I think this is important to remember. Then engagement is what brings the value by talking with people in the comments and then in the DMs and then on a Zoom call. You're actually building your network in a real, authentic way. Thank you, Tina. Happy to have you here. Okay, next, what's the difference between content on Facebook and content on LinkedIn? I'm going to break down my theory here, and you don't have to agree, especially if you don't agree, put it in the comments. I want to talk about it. So, LinkedIn focuses on value, professional driven content. Facebook feels more casual and more personal. Now, if you have a Facebook personal page and you're posting all business content, that's a big no-no in Facebook world. And if you've noticed, you're posting lots of business content on your personal Facebook page. I notice this often, that as soon as I post a personal post on Facebook, whoo, tons of engagement. They do that on purpose. They want you being more personal. Give us a peek into your life on your Facebook personal page. LinkedIn's totally different. It's more professional. meaning tell us about your business. Tell us about what you're working on and stick with your content pillars. I teach a method of 12 content pillars and then weekly topics, but it doesn't matter what method you use. Stick to your content pillars that are going to drive traffic to that LinkedIn profile, to your opt-in, to your funnel, whatever or to your calendar. Now, call to action on LinkedIn, you want to be more subtle. You want to say, DM me, for more information, or I'm going to share my profile and show you how to do it within the profile. But calls to action are like inviting people to connect with you, invite them to ask a question in the comments, not get my freebie, not subscribe to my newsletter. It's much more subtle than that on LinkedIn. And I feel like it's more genuine this way because I'm only getting interested people. I'm not just saying, oh, here's my thing, sign up for my thing, and then getting a lot of meaningless signups. You get what I get. You get what I mean, right? So now listen, on Facebook, calls to action can be more direct by encouraging group engagement, shares, or you can tag friends. Now, I always tag people on LinkedIn as well, but it's done a little bit differently. So if the post talks about them or references them, I tag them. If they're a guest on my podcast, I tag them. Other than that, no tagging needed on LinkedIn. So here's the expectation for your audience difference. LinkedIn, your audience is going to give you insights. They're going to share their knowledge, and they're also going to engage in some professional dialogue if you're talking about relevant topics for your ideal client. If you're posting on LinkedIn and you're not getting comments, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not talking about things that are relevant for your peers or your clients. So you have to go back to the drawing board and do some more research on what is trending in your niche. Facebook, it's more about engaging, silly, funny discussions. And people on Facebook are trying to build their communities. They're trying to build their groups. They're inviting you to groups. And it feels a little bit more interactive to me if you're being funny and personal. If you're being funny and personal on Facebook, you're going to get more interaction from your friends. Just my belief, just what I've seen happen for me. Now, let's hop in and just have a quick tour, and then I'm going to go into some more details. If you have any questions, please post those in the comments, and I will answer every single one of them. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at my LinkedIn profile, which I already have up here. Okay. So you can see clear headshot. And I'm going to show you a couple other profiles too. So stick around. And I mentioned my community here in the header image. Then I also have a link here to join the community. Community. Now, the human eye, when they go to your LinkedIn profile, they look at your image first, and then they're going to come right over here to my banner, and then they're going to go here. And that takes you right to my paid community. But here's what's interesting. When the human eye goes in that Z pattern, the Z pattern from here to here to here, does it all blend? Does it all go together? That's what you want. And what's really fascinating here is you can, if you are LinkedIn Premium, which I highly recommend, you don't need Sales Navigator if you're doing coaching, consulting, or any kind of courses, things like that. Just premium will work for you once you start to establish yourself on LinkedIn. Um, you have to be Tina, um, you have to be premium to do that, and I can show you where to adjust that in your settings. Okay, now next, you're going to look at your about section. So with your about section, it's going to be 2, maybe 3 small paragraphs in what you do, and then your current offers. And you can see here, I have my 3 offers. That's all I have, my 3 offers. I don't have anything written here about my community, my paid community, because that's only been going on for a month and I haven't added it yet. I also have here my areas of expertise, and I'm going to show you a couple other LinkedIn profiles that do the about section really well. Services, you can see here, you can click to your services page. I do like this feature. Um, when you click on services, you can, and I just updated this. So I have so much more to add. You can upload work samples. You can manage projects from here. You can get requests. And what's interesting, you can put in all your certifications, and you can also list services. You can affiliate with your business page, and you can add media. So you can add up to 8 media formats to showcase your work and experience. I could add 8 podcast episodes here. That would be really cool. So I really like this idea. And if you want that on your profile, you can add it. These sections are all elective. You can add these in your settings. Now, when we get down here to the featured section, this is the gold real estate on your LinkedIn profile. You're going to want to have in these first 3 visible, you want to have something to subscribe to. So I have my podcast here that you can subscribe to. I have my paid community, and I have a strategy session. Now, before my calendar was totally booked out, and now I charge for strategy sessions. I used to give those away when I was building my network. But now I'm so busy with referrals and introductions, I don't do one-on-one coffee chats or get to know you meetings with strangers. I only do those if you are introduced to me. Now, that, my friends, is just such a miraculous place to be in building my own authority for myself and having a network that is still connecting me and introducing me. I had to do something so that my calendar had open time for clients and also my life, but it really allowed me to start charging for strategy sessions and not book those calls anymore with strangers. So strangers now get invited to an event, a group event, a conversation in a group, and it's just allowed so much more in my business. But if you're not there yet, you could have a calendar link in this featured section. Book a quick get to know you call, no more than 15 minutes, just to eliminate those tire kickers. Strategy session, maybe a newsletter. I have my podcast here. I have my top blog post about what a eudaimonologist is. If you're curious, check that out. Then we move down to the activity section. This is where your all your activity is listed. And what's interesting is you can look at your own posts, and you can do this for other people as well. You can go right to the video section and just pull up videos. And how about my newsletter? Oh, wow. You could get all the additions to my newsletter. You could also look at what images is Suzanne sharing. Look at this. Lots of AI images she's sharing, right? How about events I'm hosting? Well, I'm doing this one right now. Podcast live stream, my Coaches in Conversations event that I host once a month. So all these tabs here, use those to make sure that people are getting an accurate view of everything you do. This goes right back to the variety of content. What you're noticing here is I do have a new document there, crafting custom coaching programs with the help of Chat GPT. You can download it, keep it for yourself. But what's cool is the variety of content. This is what you want on LinkedIn. You want a little of everything. Really important. All right, last piece I'm going to go over your experience section. This isn't just for job listings or where you've worked. Underneath tailored coaching, I have all of my different roles: coach and community founder, podcast host, owner, and there's more experiences. I also I'm an ambassador for category thinkers. And then you can add different certifications, which is amazing. Education, fill out as much as you can. When you click on show all educations, most of mine do come up as, they're on LinkedIn, but if they don't worry about that. Still fill all of that in. Really, really important. It ups your keywords too. Special licenses and certifications, you can add those. Volunteer positions, skills, people can endorse you for skills, which is cool. And then this gold right here, recommendations. This is where all you need to do is click this little plus button, and you can send anyone you're connected to on LinkedIn a request to write you a recommendation. I encourage you to do as many of those as you can. As long as you know the person, you've worked with the person, you've helped the person. What's interesting, like Don has just come to my events and benefited from being in my community. He was never a client. He hasn't been a guest on my podcast yet, but he gave me a raving endorsement after coming to a workshop. Don't be afraid to ask for that. If you're teaching workshops live or in person, asking for those kind words and recommendations is going to build that credibility that you need. And you don't have to have attachment if somebody does it or not. Don't worry about that. Just ask. So I've received 40. I'm working my way towards 50. And I make a habit of asking a couple people a week to do that for me. And any publications you've been featured in, you can have that. And then also, this will show some interests for you. This is a great place to check out other people, to see what top voices they're listening to, what companies, what groups they're in. You could actually look at all the groups I'm in on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn groups are not very active. They're just a great place to meet other people who are interested in the same thing as you. I break all that down in other trainings I have. So, what do you think so far? Mike says, turning down appointments. I do so look forward to that. You know what, Mike? I never turn them down anymore. I just say, I don't do one on one coffee chats any longer because of how busy my schedule is. Please feel free to come to one of my free events that I host every month. I would love to meet you and get to know you and see if it makes sense for us to have a one on one conversation. So I'm not turning anybody down. It's like I'm vetting people a little bit more before I give that one on one time. Then my one-on-one sessions, if a stranger went to book that on my calendar, I charge $100 for that one-on-one session. And then if somebody wants to book a strategy session with me, which is 60 to 90 minutes, it's $650 and you get the best my brain has to offer. But when you have a really strong referral network and people introducing you all the time, you need to do that, because if you don't guard your time, your whole week will be filled with one-on-one conversations that go nowhere. So if you're feeling that in your business, lots of one-on-one, lots of one-on-one conversations that aren't going anywhere. They're not leading to business. They're not leading to referrals. They're not leading to somebody saying, "How can I help you? How can I introduce you?" You might be doing it wrong or with the wrong people. So this is really important. Okay, lastly, I want to talk a little bit about how my free community, the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs, has grown to almost 1,000 members on Facebook. And with Facebook the way it is, engagement is down, and it's really hard to communicate with people on a platform where people aren't seeing the content. So to have 980 members in a Facebook group, I'm so, so grateful. But when only 30 to 50 people are seeing each post, it makes it really difficult to connect with your tribe. And those people chose to be there. So I'm not sure what to do about that, except to encourage my members to get more active. And how I'm doing that? I'm doing that by hosting a paid community on the school platform. And, you know, there's all types of philosophies about having a paid community. And I believe that giving people more, and when they pay for it, they pay attention. That's my philosophy. And if you're going to give great content and you're going to bust your butt giving courses and workshops and putting on events, I mean, I've spent 2 years in a facilitation training to learn how to facilitate more meaningful, engaging, more collaborative events. And I put a lot of time and effort into that, and I want everybody to benefit from it. And if you're feeling that same way, being in or moving to a paid community for you might look like the answer. So, if you want to talk about what that would look like for you in your business, please send me a message. I have a small group of community founders that I mentor who are all using the school platform. So if that interests you, send me a message. We'll talk about it. The Idea Lab paid community, here's how I made it different. There is workshops, there's a book club, there's actual business coaching from David Visco, a business coach who's on my team and personally responsible for so much income in my business. He works with smaller business owners on all of their numbers and the accountability. He's going to be there once a month for you offering business coaching. The AI workshops alone that I deliver on a monthly basis are well worth the $97 a month. And you also get a networking group, a referral pod to be in, a group of 10 or 12 people matched up with you based on your ideal client and neuroscience. And if all of that sounds amazing to you and you're ready to take your business to the next level, connect with a group of like-minded entrepreneurs, the Idea Lab is where you want to be. It's not just another community. This is my life's work. And so much of this has just been created because it's what I wanted and needed as a newer entrepreneur 15 years ago. So, real connections, growth is your focus. We've got everything you need to be more present, less distracted by social media, and make connections that are going to move your business forward. So, more clients, AI workshops, and a step by step path to hitting that 6-figure mark. My famous Path to 100K course is in that community. It used to be $1,000 a month for that course. Now you get it for $97. So if you're tired of feeling like you're going it alone, come join 50 plus members in the Idea Lab community, and I'd love to chat with you. For a limited time, you get an onboarding call with me when you join. If you want more information on that, hit me up. You know where to find me. Thank you, everyone, for being here for this LinkedIn conversation, and I hope you got a lot out of it. And if you need those strategies to build your LinkedIn step by step, I want you to comment optimization in the comments. So if you're catching this replay, comment optimization, and I will share with you a couple of Google Sheets to help take your LinkedIn game to the next level. I'm Suzanne Taylor King, and I'll talk to you next Monday.